What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., coming to you from the lab. Y'all know what we do. It's Finish Strong Friday. Now, we only have, what's today? Today is the 8th. So we only got like 23 days left in 2023. How you going to finish strong? How are you going to spend each and every day for the next 23 days finishing strong? It's not just about Finish Strong Friday. Did I say it's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder? Well, let me say that. It's Finish Strong Friday. And in the brand new suite, we finish strong each and every day. It is our mindset that we finish strong each and every day, that we bring our A game, as Sam Jackson said in the movie Coach Carter. You got to bring your A game, sir. When he was talking to the young man that was the center, he was about to go face the, or in the tournament they were going to be facing, he was going to be facing the number one player in the country, the high school kid. You got to bring your A game. Finishing strong is about bringing your A game. And that's what we do here, right here in the brand new suite. And what we do is not just tell you to bring your A game. We give you the tools, we give you the resources in order to be able to bring your A game. I don't want to come on here and tell you bring your A game, but I'm not giving you those things that you need in order to be able to bring your A game. That's not what I do as a business consultant. That's not what I do. That's not what I do as a speaker. I want you to be as prepared as you possibly can when I say bring your A game. So that's what we're doing. All of these principles that I've given throughout this whole year in 2023 has been so that you can bring your A game every single day. Because if like I said, my mission, my purpose is to make you better by the end of the year than you were at the beginning of the year. And the only way that I do that is by giving you knowledge, information, and resources that allow you to be 1% better each and every day, because I want us as entrepreneurs to be successful. I don't want you to be in that percentage of entrepreneurs that start businesses and aren't successful. So hopefully the things that I bring, the things that I bring here, because I got to bring my A game. I can't tell you to bring your A game, and I'm not bringing my A game. So I'm bringing my A game. Are you? On this Finish Strong Friday, are you bringing your A game? So let's get into this, what we've been dealing with, what we've been talking about all this week, and we're going to deal with it next week. We talked this week about we talked about A Billionaire Mindset. And remember, I changed it. It was a billionaire story. I wanted a billionaire mindset. And we're talking about 10 lessons that entrepreneurs and leaders should learn from the Tyler Perry movie. Just name of the movie if you haven't watched it. It's not a movie. It's a documentary about his life and how he from childhood to where he is now being a billionaire, and how he came to accomplish what he has accomplished in his particular industry and just in his life. So those 10 lessons, and we're doing the first 5 this week, and then we're going to do the second 5 next week. And then I got something for y'all after that too. So, and it has to do with those Williams sisters, yeah, and King Richard. That's what we call it. We call it King Week. The King Richard story, the one that they don't talk about. But this week we've talked about know your why. We've talked about your having focus and work ethic, your work ethic. We've talked about being an overcomer. We've talked about being persistent, having persistence, the personality, the character of persistence. And today, I want to deal with breaking all the rules. Breaking all the rules. Billionaires get to be billionaires to the B-suite by not being like everybody else. I was telling a business associate of mine, I'm like, I don't think like everybody else. That's what my Think Different Thursday is all about. I don't think like everybody else. I'm not trying to be like everybody else. I'm not trying to be average. I'm not trying to be mediocre. I'm trying to stand out. Not just stand up, but I want to stand out. Those that are mediocre, that's where you want to be, that's cool. I ain't got nothing against you. That's your cup of tea. Or your cup of coffee. But mine, for me, what I do, yeah, I'm different. I'm built different. Hey, you don't like the way that I am? Hey, you got to take that up with God, because that ain't got nothing to do with me. He made me who I am. In addition to my parents. My parents, but God has the ultimate say in who I am. And that's what a billionaire mindset is. That there's certain ways that you have to conduct yourself but you're not afraid to break the rules. You're not afraid to think outside the proverbial box. And that was probably the one thing out of all things throughout Tyler Perry's career that I've watched as he's grown that has always stood out to me. And when I watched him as he grew back in the day when he was doing his plays, he didn't operate like everybody else. And I remember him even saying, he was like, Hollywood wanted him to be a certain way. And he wasn't willing to conform to that just so that he could be successful. And they didn't like him for it. Did not like him for it. Didn't want, they wanted him to bend. He wasn't bending. They wanted him to break. He didn't break. He stood fast to what he believed in. He stood to his why. And when you have a billionaire mindset, you don't allow other people to influence who you are. You're willing to be who it is you are in spite of everybody else. I was watching the reel of Coach Prime, and he says, "What about you makes you think that your opinion of me matters to me?" He said, "You didn't make me, so you can't break me." And that's what breaking all the rules means to me. Tyler Perry was not afraid to take chances and go outside that formula that Hollywood has, that corporate America has. And I'll tell you, me personally, I never fit in because I wasn't willing to abide by what they thought were the rules that I should abide by. And when you have your own mind and you're not afraid to speak your mind, you're not afraid to push against the rules that you believe are wrong. Like I said, you got to be mindful of things and, professionalism and all of that, but you can't be afraid to break those rules. And let me say this, he didn't follow the traditional path. Everybody says you have to, we do it this way. That's what Hollywood was telling me. No, we do it this way. And even in our own lives, even in our personal lives, well, this is the way we do it. Even when it comes to business and personal, when it comes to church, when it comes to family, when it comes to government, no. We do it this way. It has to be this way. This is what's been proven. This is what's been shown, that if you follow this, then this will happen and this will happen. Well, no, not always. We have to be willing to say, you know what? Hey, There's more than one way to get to where it is that I'm trying to get to. And Tyler Perry has been the prime example of that. That you can be successful, that you can do things like, you can do things the way that you want to and be successful. You don't always have to do things their way. He broke the rules. He told Hollywood that there was a niche market that was hungry for what he was putting out there, that there was a need for the product that he was producing. And you know what Hollywood said in the beginning? Nah, them folks don't want that. Them folks that's not what they want. That's not what they do. They're not going to spend money on this. They're not going to support that. And because he was willing to break the rules, he was willing to break the monotony, and he was willing to shatter their concept of what certain target audiences wanted, he's in the position that he's in today. As an entrepreneur, as a leader, don't be afraid to break the rules. Don't be afraid to say, you know what? No, I'm going to try it a different way. I'm going to do what I feel is right. As an entrepreneur, you already have your own mind. You're already not thinking like everybody else. As a leader, you're already moving in a different way than everybody else. But as you break the rules, as you kind of move in the way that you move, you better bring your A game. You better bring it. You better bring everything that you got to it. And that's what Tyler Perry did. It wasn't that he was just breaking the rules just to be breaking the rules and just to be spiteful and just to be a hater of Hollywood or whatever, or to prove Hollywood wrong. He did it because he believed in who he was. He believed in his product. He believed in the target audience that he was catering to, that he was solving the problem for. He solved the problem for people who wanted to have a particular set of movies that they could support. Hollywood didn't believe it when they first began, that particular audience wanted to be able to watch movies. They're not going to support it. That's what they told him. And so what did he do? He went out and proved it. He proved it through his plays. He proved it through the struggle that he had. He proved it through every which way, the smart way of his way of marketing, his way of branding, his way of giving a product that gave people an opportunity to be able to laugh, to be able to some issues that impacted people's lives. And he wasn't afraid. Now, I'm not going to say he wasn't afraid. He did it in spite of being afraid, because I'm sure he had his doubts. And he did. There were times where he said, hey, you know what? I'm done with this. I done tried, and it ain't working. But he had enough. He had enough inside of him that one last time that he believed in going and trying, and what happened. And his life changing because of that one last try. And as this path that we walk as entrepreneurs, and on your way, your journey to the B suite, because it's the billionaire suite. That's where I want all of us heading. We've got to have that mindset. We've got to have the idea that, hey, I'm not doing this just it doesn't have to be. I'm sorry. I want to say that it doesn't. Your mindset doesn't have to be a billionaire, but you should want to be successful. Whatever that success level is for you, be successful as an entrepreneur, as a leader. Be successful. So he was willing to break the rules, break all the rules. He wasn't willing to just go along just to get along. He wasn't willing to just do anything just so that he could get the fame and fortune. And some folks get caught up in that. But not you, not him, because that's not what billionaires do. We don't get caught up in all of that. We don't get caught up in what people think of us. Tyler Perry didn't care what people thought about him. His mindset was, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it the way that I believe works. And I'm going to not only do it the way that I believe works, I'm going to do it the way and show you that it works. Show people, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, show people that it works. When you break those rules, show them that it works. You show them that it works by understanding your why. You show them that it works by having a strong focus. You show them that it works by having a work ethic that's better, that's better than everybody else, that's more than everybody else's. You show them that it works by being an overcomer. You show them that it works by being persistent and not giving up on your idea, not giving up on what it is that you know can happen. Be willing to break the rules. But when you decide to break the rules, you got to bring your A game. Bringing the A game is a necessity. It's a mandate. It ain't even a necessity. It's a mandate. If you're going to be successful, if you're going to have the mindset of a billionaire, you've got to bring your A game. You've got to be willing to break all the rules. You've got to be willing to say, you know what, I'm going to step outside of what everybody else has done. And I'm going to make my story, I'm going to make what I do different because I found another way to be able to do it. I told y'all about Formula 409. If they didn't believe, if they didn't believe in what they were doing, they'd have given up and wouldn't even have had a second thought about what they were doing in creating the formula that they did. Because there was, I'm sure that there were other cleaning products out there, and they could have just said, you know what, yeah, okay, well, that's it, we're done. But they believed in what they were doing, and said, yeah, we're going to change the world. And it took them 408 times to do it. Entrepreneurs, leaders have the mindset of a billionaire because they're willing to break all the rules. They're willing to say, in spite of what you all see, what you all do, it can work. And not only do I think that it can work, I know that it can work because I'm willing to do the work to make it work. Are you willing to put in the work to make it work? That's the question that comes when it comes to breaking all the rules. Yeah, you can break the rules all you want to, but if you ain't willing to work in breaking the rules, you're going to find yourself being knocked down and knocked away and pushed to the side. But have something to back it up when you break those rules. Have a standard in place. Have a plan in place for when you break the rules. That was the thing. When he broke those rules, he had a plan. He had a plan. You know, and here's the thing. Sometimes success lies in challenging the norms and daring to be different. Do you dare to be different today as an entrepreneur? Are you daring to be different as a leader? Are you daring? I dare you to be different. I dare you to challenge the norms. Yeah, it's easy to go along with the norm. Yeah, that's what everybody does. But I promise you that I don't believe that there's one billionaire that didn't break all the rules, that didn't have that mindset that, hey, I'm not trying to do it like everybody else. I'm not trying to be like everybody else. You know, there's not one billionaire that's not different. And that's what makes them the billionaire, because everybody can't get there. Everybody won't get there. There's only a few that get there, and they get there because they don't think like everybody else. They operate outside of the norm. They're willing to take the risk. They're willing to break the rules. And when I say break the rules, I mean you're not breaking the law or doing, unethical things. So let me make that clear. But you're willing to take the risk in doing certain things your way. And that's what Tyler Perry did. He was willing to say, you know what? Yeah, I don't think like you all. I'm not operating like you all because I have a certain why. I have a certain why. And I'm not willing to sacrifice my why to be like you all. Yeah, y'all have done it. Y'all been successful. It's been good, But this works for me. And I talked about not fitting in corporate America. I didn't, because of my mentality, because of my mindset. It's like, yeah, I want more. I want to achieve more. I want to move different from everybody else. Those that are willing to break the rules are those that we are the ones that get talked about. Right? Average people don't get talked about. Mediocre people don't get talked about. But those who have the billionaire mindset get talked about. Those that are willing to step out. Muhammad Ali was willing to break all the rules. Right? Hey, Doc, good morning. Muhammad Ali was willing to break all the rules. I'm going to give you him, and then I'm going to give you one other one. When he was confronted with either going to jail or being drafted, he said, I'll go to jail before I let y'all draft me. He was willing to break the rules. The rules said he could be drafted, and if he did not go, he would be put into prison. He was I'm gonna say that at the peak of his career, but his career was taking off, and he said, "No, I'm not going." It's like, those people haven't done a thing to me, so I'm not serving in the army or serving in the service to do something to people that have done nothing to me. Versus people who have done things to me right here in my own country. And you want me to fight for you. He was willing to break the rules. King Richard Williams, Serena and Venus's father, he was willing to break the rules. And I'm going to talk about him in a couple weeks. The King Richard rules of entrepreneurship and leadership. He was willing to go against every single thing that the tennis world had created. He broke every single rule that you could think of. His daughters were supposed to go through the teenage tournaments and stuff like that. He said, nope. Not going to do it. You're supposed to hire certain, instructors. I said, no, I'm going to teach my girls in the beginning. Be willing to break the rules. But like I said, be willing to bring your A game. King Richard brought his A game. He not only had, as he said, he ain't have one Michael Jordan. He said, I got the next two. And for sure, he had the next two Michael Jordans in tennis. Those two young ladies, those two women, are two of the most successful tennis players of all time. One is the greatest of all time, and that's Serena. And King Richard called that years ago, and they're only where they are today, Venus and Serena, because their father, King Richard, was willing to break the rules. He was willing to say, you know what? Your system doesn't work for me. Your formula does not work for me. I have a formula. He had a 78-page formula for his success. His mindset was, yeah, I know what to do. I know what my girls need to do in order to be able to be successful. Are you that prepared to break the rules? He was prepared. King Richard was prepared. Muhammad Ali was prepared to break the rules. Because there are consequences to breaking the rules. You may even feel as if you're out there on your own with no support. But you do it anyway. So that's the thing. Be willing to challenge the norms. Breaking all the rules is about be willing to challenge the norms. And daring to be different. Do you dare to be different today? I want you to do something today. This is it, and I'm done. I want you to be different. Do something different today. Breaking all the rules. I want you, whatever industry that you're in, and if you know what the norms are in your industry, how can you be different? What rules are there that you can be different and that's going to make you more successful than everybody else? I want you to think about that today. That's your homework for today. That's your homework for the weekend. Think about that. Breaking all the rules, but you got to bring your A game. Bring your A game today, entrepreneur. Bring your A game today, leader. Bring your A game today, ma'am. Bring your A game today, sir. And watch how successful you are. It's your boy, Dr. Leo McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. Hey, we here. It's only 23 days left in 2023. Let's finish strong. We'll talk to y'all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Do something fun this weekend. Do something fun. We'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great one.